On a quiet dirt road in southern Zaporizhzhia, a Russian convoy of 9 vehicles rolled forward like another routine supply run. 2 fuel trucks, 1 ammunition carrier, and several armored escorts kept steady spacing, engines low, formation tight. From the ground, nothing looked unusual. But several thousand feet above, a Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV was already watching. It did not strike. It did not warn them. It simply measured the road, the gaps, the cargo, and the choke point ahead. The convoy had not entered safety. It had entered a countdown. And that countdown did not begin with an explosion. It began with patience. The Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV stayed high, several thousand feet above the dirt road, watching instead of striking. From that altitude, the Russian convoy no longer looked like 9 separate vehicles. It looked like a moving pattern. The spacing was too steady. The speed was too consistent. The route was too predictable. The trucks did not split onto different tracks, and the heavy vehicles stayed locked inside the same narrow corridor, with soft ground and tree lines on both sides. That meant one disabled vehicle, in the wrong place, could compress everything behind it. Ukraine did not need to chase the convoy. It only needed to wait for the convoy to drive into the lock point. And before the countdown begins, if you want more clear battlefield breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us, because what happens next is where the ambush truly begins. Once the convoy moved deeper into the narrow stretch, the invisible clock started running. T-minus 30 seconds. The recon UAV confirmed the formation was still tight. T-minus 20 seconds. The fuel trucks and ammunition carrier were still locked inside the same moving chain. T-minus 10 seconds. A Ukrainian FPV drone came in low, hugging the terrain, giving the crews almost no time to understand where the threat was coming from. Then came T-minus 0. The first strike did not target the lead vehicle. It hit closer to the middle of the formation. That choice mattered. A hit at the front might have allowed the rear vehicles to scatter. A hit in the middle split the convoy, broke its rhythm, and compressed everything behind it. The first strike was not about spectacle. It was about stopping movement. But once the middle of the convoy stopped, the danger did not end. It multiplied. The Russian column still had engines, armor, and manpower, but it had lost its shared rhythm. One vehicle near the rear tried to edge toward the shoulder, searching for a way around the blocked lane. But the road was narrow, the ground beside it was soft, and smoke and dust were cutting visibility. A heavy fuel truck could not simply swing wide without risking another stall. Even a BTR, 82A, capable of roughly 50 miles per hour on open road, could not use that speed inside a cramped dirt corridor. Now every driver faced a separate decision: push forward, reverse, wait, or turn off the road. And that was exactly what Ukraine expected. The first strike stopped the convoy. The second phase would turn every escape attempt into another trap. As the trapped vehicles searched for a way out, the next threat came from the one direction they hoped was safe: the rear. Another FPV drone appeared near the withdrawal route, turning the escape lane into a second danger zone. That is what made the ambush so effective. The convoy was no longer facing one drone from one direction. It was facing pressure from every angle. Russian air defense crews, possibly using systems like Tor, M2, and Panzer S1, now had to react under extreme time pressure. One drone pulled attention upward, another skimmed low near the dirt road, a third approached from the side, another waited near the rear. Every target demanded a lock, a turret shift, and a decision. A delay of only a few seconds could open the next gap. This was no longer one air defense system against one FPV. It was a closing circle. While Russian air defense crews were still reacting to that closing circle, Ukraine changed the rhythm again. They did not keep sending FPV drones down the same flight path. They split the battlefield into layers. The reconnaissance UAV stayed several thousand feet above the road, holding the full picture. Low-flying FPV drones shifted angles, coming from the flank, the rear, and the road edge. Cheap decoy drones forced systems like Tor, M2, and Panzer S1 to divide attention, while Ukrainian electronic warfare teams on the ground added pressure against communications, coordination, and battlefield awareness. Further back, artillery or ground fire could remain ready to lock the area if confirmed targets tried to break out. Larger mid-range drones represented the wider campaign against Russian logistics routes beyond the immediate ambush zone. Russia tried to regain control of the sky over the convoy. Ukraine did not fight for that sky in the old way. They sliced it into smaller layers and forced every layer of defense to react one beat too late. By the time Ukraine had layered the sky, the road, and the retreat route, The convoy was no longer just under attack, it was losing its purpose. The visible damage was only the first layer. The deeper effect was happening miles behind the front. Fuel would not arrive on schedule. Ammunition would not reach the units waiting ahead. Recovery crews, repair trucks, spare parts, and follow-on transports now had to stop, reroute, or wait for a safer path. Roads that once looked routine had to be checked, escorted, and defended again. That is why this drone campaign matters. It is not about creating a dramatic scene. It is about slowing the enemy at every level. One convoy can be stopped in minutes, but the delay can travel for dozens of miles. Mission accomplished. After one convoy was stopped in minutes, the message traveled far beyond that dirt road in southern Zaporizhzhia. Ukraine did not need a massive armored counteroffensive to prove the point. A recon UAV, FPV teams, ground operators, and precise timing turned movement into coordinates and routine logistics into a vulnerable target. Fuel, ammunition, and repair support never reached the front on schedule. Now the question is bigger than one convoy. If a road 50 miles behind the line can be watched, measured, and locked, which supply route is truly safe?